Well, hello there, YouTube. It's PD Two Finger here. I got a package in the mail today from DELYK PCB. So I was really excited about this. They sent me my JFET daughter boards, and it was just an unbelievable deal. There's 40 of the PCBs, 4 for 65 cents. And the other supplier that I had purchased from was 60 cents a piece. So really good deal. And I got a PT 23.99 delay. So let's head over to DELYK PCB. That's spelled DELYK PCB. DELYKPCB.com. You can see happy birthday. There is a 30% off sale going on. 2 more weeks. So if you're into guitar pedal stuff, if you're a guy who likes to build guitar pedals, or a gal, and if you've never built one, this is a perfect time to jump in. And I'll tell you what, if you follow through and order something and you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll help you out best I can via email, rather than communicating through the comment section. I can help you out. I can recommend tools, getting started. Sometimes you need to know, like, what soldering iron would you want to get, stuff like solder, flux, all that type of stuff you need to jump into the game. I could help you out with recommending that. I've done it before. It's not that big of a deal. DELYK PCB is, what's attracting it to me is the pricing. It's really good deals, especially with this 30% off sale. So taking a look over there, they've got some fuzz, they've got overdrive, distortion, delay. There's a decent selection of stuff at a really good price, and especially now with the 30% off sale, it's an ideal time for you to head over there and grab some PCBs and build yourself some guitar pedals. It's about the coolest thing you could do with your spare time. This here one, well, these JFET daughter boards, I got the JFETs, came in from Germany. So we're going to solder these. These are real tiny little suckers. They solder on at 3 points. And then onto this board here. This is actually 40 boards. So you break one off, you solder the tiny little guy on there, and then there's a spot for 3 legs to come down. Those wires or legs will hook into a normal larger size printed circuit board. So this is an adapter board that enables you to use the real tiny surface mount technology and adapt it to a through hole size, or normal, regular old honkin' big old electronic components, what I learned on and what I still do. Now there are guys that are doing SMT. You use a hot air soldering station. It's not an iron, it's actually hot air. Magnification and flux, it's kind of a different ball game than through-hole electronics, which is why I'm using the adapter boards, because you simply can't get through-hole versions of those parts anymore. They stopped making them. So it's a fact of life. It's a little bit more expensive, especially if you're paying 60 cents a piece as opposed to 4 for 65 cents. So you can imagine I was thrilled. If you know this channel, you know how I'm all about budget, not spending money unless I have to, and so finding them for that incredible price, I was excited, and I wanted to pass that along to you guys. If you're looking to do some JFET projects, which I suppose I should explain, a JFET is a transistor that on paper behaves very much like a vacuum tube. So if you're looking to build like clone an old tube amp, those JFET, N-channel JFET transistors is the component of choice to mimic the sound of a classic tube amp. So whereas there's plenty of other circuits out there that use normal silicon transistors or op amps. They all have their own thing. They all have their own frequency response or sound. There is something to be said about the tone of a JFET. And the idea of buying the JFETs and then you get them and they're forgeries, because a lot of unreputable people selling copies of them. You say, well, how would you? Who would copy a part, a transistor? Well, they do. They do. They take whatever part it is and they label it, they mislabel it, and then turn around and try to, jack up the price and sell it. Or it'll be, it'll have an F on it, like Fairchild, but it'll kind of be a little crooked F, and it's wrong. The pinout where it's supposed to be DSG will be DGS, and you have to bend the legs and kind of cram it in there. Maybe it'll work. So I don't go for that. So that's why I was real excited when I found DELYK PCB. They had the JFET SMT to DIP adapter daughter boards, 4 of them for 65 cents. Then on top of it, he had a 30% off sale for his birthday. So you got 2 more weeks, 5 days, however many hours, minutes, and seconds. It's ticking down now for that 30% sale to wrap its way up. So I would definitely recommend you get over there, check it out. DELYKPCB.com, DELYKPCB.com. Take a look at what they've got to offer. They've got all kinds of cool PCBs you can purchase. This one here is the Mariana's Trench Delay. It's an Echo box, uses a PT2399 Echo chip and a TLO72 op amp. And what's neat about that is I've actually built and seen multiple layouts for this circuit where they don't use an op amp chip for the mixing section. They go, oh, we can get away with whatever op amp kind of comes built into that chip, right? Well, you can. It just doesn't sound as good as if you build another circuit to handle the mixing. If you have an additional op amp to do that job, the quality, the flexibility, the tone is a significant improvement. It uses more current, but that's not really a concern. I mean, if you're building a circuit and you're going for some angle of, I don't want to use another chip, maybe it would make sense. But I've come to learn about DIY circuits that minimalistic setting goals of building the circuit with a minimal of parts doesn't necessarily deliver the quality that for me is a deal breaker. Yeah, you could build it without it. It sounds like shit. I don't necessarily, I'm not building them just for the thrill of building it, although that's a huge part of it. But I want that thing to sound good. So, thank you very much to the folks at DELYK. I'm going to be making another video when I build this, when I populate it. I'll do a video on that. When I wire it up and test it, that'll be another video. And then I'm actually going to install it into it's going to be a noise device. It's a trapezoid-shaped wooden box with a electric slide whistle. It's basically an antenna, a couple pieces from an antenna. One has an LED and the other has a light sensor. So the more you move the LED towards the sensor, the higher in pitch will be the note that will produce. We have a tone generator featuring an old, you can't get it anymore, this chip from Radio Shack that produces a triangle wave with just an external capacitor and resistor. So I'm going to be using that, I forget, is it a phase lock loop tone generator? I forget what the name of the chip is. And we're going to have the delay. Anytime you have a device that can portamento, or what do you call that, where the pitch glides, like to definitely implement an echo on that. So that's where the Mariana's Trench is going to come into play. We're also going to use something called a LMC567. It's a telephone decoder integrated circuit, and you can build rudimentary ring modulator with that. So looking at something like the Mayhem or the Logan 5 or the Doctor Who, build one of those. We got the signal generator, electric slide whistle, basically going into the ring modulator, which will take the frequency and divide it by another frequency or multiply it by another frequency and give you the sum of the difference of both. Crazy. And it sounds weirder than it sounds. And then run that through an echo. And you'll be able to defeat the ring mod to get just a pure tone. Well, the triangle wave on its own is kind of a pure, it's a more smooth sounding. When you get into the lower notes, it'll actually kind of sing at a low frequency rather than just pop, 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 like you get with a square wave. So it's going to be a neat little sound contraption noise toy that's going to feature the Marianas Trench delay thanks to DELYK PCB. You guys should head over there. It's DELYK PCB, DELYKPCB.com for the 30% off sale, which is going on for another 2 weeks. So definitely want to head over there and check out what they have to offer. I was over there looking today. They've got a DOD 250 PCB. That's my favorite overdrive. They've got really cool fuzz designs. They've got an echo. They got some modulation. The selection isn't great compared to some other like pedal PCB, but pedal PCB is charging 60 cents for one daughter board. I got 4 for 65 cents from DELYK. So definitely want to check it out. If you do, make sure you let them know PD2 Finger sent you. Thank you so much. I will be seeing you guys soon. Hopefully have some more. I'm in the middle of this computer DIY thing. Our computer hell is what it is. Updating operating systems, going from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Huge hardware upgrades, and my hand went numb. I did so much DIY, so much, I think cutting the ends of the components after the through-hole process of soldering them was what my hand just said, okay, that's enough. So it's like 95% healed up. I just got that 5%. So gotta kind of take it easy. All right, we'll see you guys, and a huge thanks.